Hello everybody and welcome in a new live stream today. Nice, all of you are tuning in. Let's wait a couple of minutes right here. Give everybody the chance to tune in right here on this live stream, and then we will go over the Bitcoin price. And yeah, while waiting, drop a message in the chat room, guys. Let me know where you are tuning in from. If you are tuning in from the Netherlands, Indonesia, maybe from the United States. Guys, let me know in the chat section, and also make sure to scroll below this video and hit the thumbs up button. That is very important to make a nice live stream today, guys. So let's do that first. We got a lot of things to talk about in today's video for the price of Bitcoin. So we will be doing that. I'm going to share the link over on Twitter, so give me 1 second, guys. Okay, we got somebody from Slovenia inside. We got Almelo. Hello from Jordan. Wow, guys, that's really awesome. Yeah, so right now I've shared it over on my Twitter. People can tune in right there as well. So yeah, let me go first to the chat section, guys. What's going on? We got people from Indonesia. We got from Austria in the building. Perth. Hello, Graham. Welcome. You don't recognize me? Greetings from Slovenia. Yeah, man. I'm already said that, right? Ibiza, Iran. How is Ibiza right now? Is it nice? We got Spain, we got Maverick in the live chat. Welcome everybody, awesome to have you guys here. A lot of stuff has actually happened with Bitcoin, but there are very clear explanations of why the price is acting the way it does right now. So I want to have a talk about that in today's video. Actually quite an important live stream. I didn't upload yesterday. I've been driving a couple of days on my Bitcoin bike through Indonesia, through Bali. I've been going to the east of the island. I've been going up north, which was actually very beautiful. It's crazy if you drive around here. Especially in the north, you can just drive. You can see animals like monkeys. Today, actually, we even saw a snake as well, which was quite interesting. Yeah, that is in this part of the world. You can get into these kind of situations. I kind of like it. I really like the vibe of driving around with a motorcycle. I really love motorcycles, and yeah, I just love to drive around. It's really always giving me a lot of energy. It's inspiring me too. So yeah, guys, how is Bali? How's the weather? How is you and your loved ones? Well, actually doing really good. Like the weather here is great. It's dry season, which means that there's not much rain. It's a lot of sun. It's quite warm, I have to say, especially in the morning. My loved ones are doing good. Everything is actually going, yeah, super good, super awesome. So thanks for asking. Austria again. Oh, we got multiple people from Austria. Nice, awesome. You know what I love, guys, that we have this diversity right here. So a lot of everybody from another country, but we're all together in the same boat. We got Frank tuning in. Just coming out of the shower. Yeah, I'm in Bitcoin since 2013 and I don't want to sell my Bitcoin at 65k. Dude, I feel you, Thomas. I have the same thing, of course. My biggest Bitcoin position, my HODL position, I'm not going to sell at 65k either. So yeah, that is a long-term vision you have, right? So it's a bad monthly opener for Bitcoin. Yeah, we can also have a look at the monthly. Okay, guys. Okay, awesome, guys. Let me quickly check how many people are in the stream right now. We got 44 people in the stream. We got 8 likes. Guys, it would be awesome if we can drive that a little bit up. Let's get as much likes as possible right here in the stream. So, yeah, YouTube will push this video to a broader audience. Then let's dive into the Bitcoin price action. And we actually have been expecting a breakout in the price of Bitcoin. Right, we saw that breakout, and the breakout was between the horizontal support of this sideways range and the declining resistance which we have been created since the beginning of the range, but we had a fake out in between right here. So what happened right now is we did saw a breakout, we broke the declining resistance, but right now we are breaking back into that pattern, which is normally a bearish sign, but I'm going to explain to you why we shouldn't get overly bearish as of yet. So okay, first of all, the first thing I want to tell you is that once we broke out right here, the next resistance is the middle of the channel right here. So we got the rejection at a logical moment right here, the middle of the channel. Let's for certainty measure the Fibonacci retracement tool right here. So yeah, it also makes sense because we have a 61.80% Fibonacci level there coming in. It's the middle of the channel. It makes sense that there is some resistance from that level, but breaking back into this channel, into this pattern, this triangle formation, is generally, I have to be honest, is a bearish sign. But there's another signal which is coming in right here, exactly at this point. Exactly at this point. And a very important signal which already has been there since the beginning of this year. So let me show you guys what I mean by that. And I think that is one of the most important signals right now, and that is the momentum indicator, the RSI. We have a daily declining resistance on the RSI right here, as you can see, and that is the resistance we got rejected from. So yeah, that is a little bit harsh right now. So we are going down and most likely going to test the uptrending support right here on the daily RSI. If we were to break that, guys, then yeah, most likely there will be a bigger drop in the price of Bitcoin, and yeah, quite a high likely we will break below this $30,000 range. That is likely if we break the uptrending support. However, I think right now there is not enough evidence to suggest that yet. I think it's still possible to get a bounce right here and to still break the resistance. And I know I'm overly, some might say overly bullish during this price formation. For me, it's just very difficult with all the signals that I'm seeing to really turn very bearish on Bitcoin if we don't really get the confirmation yet. So a confirmation for me would be a decisive break below this range, right, which would be like ultimately a decisive break below $30,000. And yeah, preferably with a retest as resistance. That will be very bearish. But yeah, I see a lot of signs actually which are not that bearish, and one of the most significant signs that I think which are not that bearish actually is the negative funding rate. And I think this is one of the most important signals, and this goes together with sentiment, with the capitulation that we have seen during this period as well. So yeah, I would still say, even though we are still getting rejected from this declining resistance, don't turn completely bearish yet. Be aware of the dangers right here. We did get a rejection. We have to acknowledge that fact, right? Be aware of the dangers right here and that we can break the uptrending support, but don't assume right now that it is going to happen due to the fact that we are seeing that failed attempt breakout. I think it's still possible that Bitcoin is going to break that declining resistance, because like I said, there's a lot of evidence to suggest for Bitcoin bouncing right here. I think there's also some evidence to suggest that indeed Bitcoin might be looking bearish due to the fact that we are trading below the 20-week moving average, the 200-day moving average. That is possible, but we can go over a couple of reasons why I think most likely we will be bouncing right here. So first of all, we are seeing a divergence right here. It's not yet confirmed, but we are seeing a divergence forming, right? We are seeing higher lows in the RSI. We are seeing the MACD trending upwards while the price is moving downwards. That's normally the first signs you want to see when we are seeing a potential reversal. We want to see some form of a divergence, right? This still can be invalidated if we break this uptrending support. We really need to see the price break a nice key resistance before we actually can say that this is a confirmed bullish divergence. However, we are seeing the first signals already forming. Then guys, we can go to the weekly time frame, and that is also quite a interesting sign. Let's go to the weekly time frame. Let me bring this this one. Yeah. let me double check. This is the 50-week moving average. And the 50-week moving average, guys, is quite a significant moving average. As you can see in previous times, after we topped out in 2017, we bounced from the 50-week moving average with a bounce over 50% to the upside. And right here we have seen it as well. After we topped out in the bull market in 2013, we bounced from the 50-week moving average. And that was a bounce of over 80%, guys. So that is something to take in mind. Normally it would make sense, like the levels we are seeing Bitcoin right now, testing the 50-week, would be a logical moment to see that bounce, right? If we bring a trend line right here on the RSI, we can also see that there's some form of support soon coming in right here if we combine the lows. So that is also something interesting that I'm watching. And one of the most important signals that I think right now is the sentiment with the negative funding rate, because the negative funding rate is showing us that there is a kind of disbalance between the amount of longs and shorts. Right now the majority of the traders out there, they are shorting Bitcoin. And normally when we are seeing that over a extended period of time, which we are seeing right now, that is normally a bullish sign showing us that it can cause buying pressure on the price of Bitcoin. So if we just have a look at a couple examples, for example, right here, and I think this might be a comparable situation after we finished a ABC correction, we consolidated sideways and eventually we took off to the upside while we had negative funding rates. So that is quite interesting. Right now we could be seeing something similar where Bitcoin is finishing a ABC kind of structure as well. Let me show you what I mean. This chart, I mean, where we have a fourth wave correction, ABC correction. And it's not sure. That is also something I want to point out. It's not sure that we have seen that bottom already. However, we are seeing the first signs that we might saw that bottom. And that we could be seeing a reversal right here. But you want to be very cautious and you really want to follow the invalidation, right? If we break the uptrending support, RSI, momentum is going to break to the downside. That would be very bearish. And breaking out of the sideways range to the downside, so lose the level of 30,000 decisively, that would be very bearish. And then I would definitely expect that Bitcoin can see a further drop in the price and might even go to levels like $24,000. That is possible. That is definitely possible. However, I still think, guys, it's not the likeliest scenario. We have seen quite of a drop in the price of Bitcoin without a significant bounce, right? This was a drop of approximately 55%. We had a very small retracement right here from this drop, but from this big of a drop, we haven't really have seen a bounce, a retracement before we drop further. So from my perspective right here, the chances that Bitcoin is going to bounce is still higher than that we are going to see a significant move to the downside, let's say to $24,000. And it doesn't matter for Bitcoin if Bitcoin looks bullish or bearish in the midterm, because even though it looks bearish in the midterm, it's still possible that we are going to see a bounce, get rejected at the 20-week moving average, for example, and then later on see lower levels. That is possible. That is something, and that is a scenario we have to consider as well. Of course, it's dangerous to just lean on one side of the story, right? It's dangerous to say like, hey, I'm only bullish, or hey, I'm only bearish. I always say like, be like water, be prepared for both scenarios, and then so that's what I would be doing. But like I said, right now I still think that the chances of Bitcoin bouncing right here is still slightly higher than losing these levels and seeing a significant move to the downside. So guys, let me know what you think. Let's go to the chat right here. What is going on in the chat? Oh yeah, guys, and make sure for everyone new here to scroll below this video and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon so you get notified whenever I go live and whenever I upload a new video. And while you're down there subscribing to the channel, make sure to leave a like on the live stream so we can get more people inside of here. But let's have a look. What is going on with the live stream, guys? What is going on right here? I bought ETH at 2400. And am I in danger? Well, we can have a look at Ethereum. We can do that. Look at BTC chart in mirror. That might be a good idea to do. Let's do that. Let's go to the invert scale. You do that right here if you want to mirror a certain chart. But let's do it. Let's do it with let's do it with this chart. We can also do it with a clean chart, right? But let's do it with this one. Yeah, so I understand what you mean right here. So if you look at Bitcoin at an inverse scale, you might be, it might be looking slightly bearish because the fact that we are in a downtrend right here, we could be forming a inverse head and shoulders. So everything what you're seeing right here, guys, is a mirror of the normal Bitcoin price. So if this chart is looking bullish, then that will actually be bearish for Bitcoin. So I see your point right here. We could be forming like an inverse head and shoulders pattern right here, which then actually would be a regular head and shoulders pattern. I think that is possible, but still, even though that could be the case, which is definitely possible, we still need to break that neckline decisively, right, in order to confirm this pattern. So we really want to see that break, retest, and the target of this pattern would be actually slightly bearish, quite bearish. The width of the triangle. Oh, that's the info. Right. So this would be a bearish, bearish scenario, of course. But like I said, this is not confirmed yet. So this is really something. This is just a trading concept to look at. But it's nice you brought it up though, because sometimes it's very useful to look at these charts at a inverted scale, because they might can give you some fresh ideas about the chart, and you might see things which you normally in the regular scale haven't really been noticing, right? So it is actually quite interesting, and I do get why you want to look at it at an inverted scale. And I could agree with the fact that if you look at it inverted, it looks slightly more bullish inverted, which would be normally bearish, right, than bullish right here. So that's something to take in mind. Yeah, guys, what else? We can have a look at Ethereum. Let me have a look. Let me go quickly through the chat. Be water, my friend. You understand it. Be water. Agree. Predict nothing, expect nothing, be open to everything, and act conscious and aware out of intuition, inner gut feeling, and all the insight from chart trend, sentiment, fear, greed, index, funding. Yes, I definitely agree, guys. I definitely agree. A lot of people, they are sometimes stuck to a certain scenario because they want to see that playing out. They have positioned themselves for that certain scenario, and then if you are just locking yourself into one scenario, you're not really standing open to other scenarios. Everything you look on social media, you just click on the videos which are confirming your bias. You just read the tweets that are confirming your bias, and so on, and then you only see that as the only reality possible. But then if you are at the wrong side of the story, you can actually quite hurt yourself. Well, it's not necessary to do that if you're just open to other opinions as well, right? Even though it doesn't feel nice, it doesn't feel comfortable to look at it. Sometimes it can be like that, right? That it doesn't feel comfortable to look at the bearish scenario. Nevertheless, it's important to if there are good arguments, it's important to just be open to it and have a look at it, learn from it, grow from it. Very important. So guys, let's have a look at Ethereum. I haven't had a look at Ethereum for quite a while, and let's have a look first at the US dollar comparative. What is happening here? So we had this uptrend right here, which we broke out to the downside. This is rather, not looking all too bullish, right? We broke that upturn. This could even be a head and shoulders pattern as well. Something potentially with Bitcoin as well, only it's unfolding slightly different with Bitcoin. Where we have the left shoulder right here, head in the middle, right shoulder right there. It's possible, it's definitely possible. Let's bring up the volume. Yeah. Let's have a look at some support levels for Ethereum. So guys, this is quite interesting, I have to say, is that right now Ethereum is bouncing off from the 61.80%. If we measure the complete move, right, from March lows till the all-time highs. And we are right now getting rejected at a very logical level, which is the 50% Fibonacci level. So I would say right now Ethereum against the US dollar is trading within this range, within the 61.80% and the 50%. That's a big range, I know, but it's also an important range, because it is possible that this was a correction and that eventually we can continue to see higher levels that we have been retracing to the 61.80%. However, if we lose this level, 1730, then that would be a very bearish scenario and could bring us to the next Fibonacci level right here at approximately the levels of 1,000 US dollars. So that is something to take in mind right here. Let's have a look at the RSI. RSI is quite neutral. So this is something interesting to watch, right? So if we break above the 50%, then that could be a bullish sign as well, showing us that we might see bullish continuation right here. To at least see a reaction from the 61.80% is very logical that we are seeing that reaction right here. It's a question whether that reaction will just be a bounce and we roll over, or whether that reaction will really continue in a new uptrend and actually just shows us that we finished this correction. I think a lot of it is depending on Bitcoin, and right now it's also the most important chart to look at Bitcoin, right? If Bitcoin were to break out to the upside from the formation we are seeing in the RSI, in the momentum indicator, then Ethereum would also be more safe, right? Because I had actually a conversation about this the other day, and that is that normally with Bitcoin, also after we are seeing a correction, after things are cooling down, consolidating, right, it's not too interesting for some except for some exceptions to look at altcoins, because normally the markets, they move as follow. We first have Bitcoin consolidating, and then Bitcoin is going to make its move, right? Bitcoin is going to pump, either to pump or to dump, right? If Bitcoin is going to pump, then all the attention and liquidity will go to Bitcoin first, right? We are seeing when Bitcoin is rallying, we are seeing the Bitcoin dominance increasing as well, which means liquidity goes to Bitcoin. After Bitcoin is seeing that pump and then consolidates sideways, sometimes slightly downwards, but in a consolidation, this is the moment you want to be looking at altcoins, right? Or maybe you want to get your entry within that pump for some altcoins against Bitcoin, right? But right now, they are less interesting, because either way, Bitcoin needs to make the first move. And what we most see in the markets, guys, we are seeing Bitcoin making the first move. After Bitcoin follows Ethereum, and the big market cap altcoins like Chainlink, for example. And after that, we are seeing the small cap altcoins follow, like the altcoins which have a lower market cap, not the big cap. So that is normally how it goes, right? And then of course we have these exceptions that sometimes there's one altcoin just blowing up all over the news and so on, and you can be lucky with that, be positioned in such an altcoin as possible, but most of the time that's actually like very impossible to plan, and that is more luck and gambling. than actually real TA, in my opinion. But of course, sometimes you see something and you're very bullish fundamentally and you want to invest in that and you see it pumping. Yeah, sure, that can be something good, right? If you made that decision, there can be a good decision in hindsight. But in general, if we just have a look at the market behavior, most of the time we are seeing Bitcoin making the first move, big caps following afterwards, and after that we are seeing the small caps following. So yeah, that is something to take in mind, guys. Let me know what's going on in the live chat right here. Pull your mic closer. So guys, can everybody hear me clearly? So guys, for everybody out there, let me quickly share my Twitter handle over in the live chat. Sometimes, also in the last days, I don't always have time to create a video every day, so I'm sharing TA over on my Twitter account as well. I'm also sharing the moments I'm going live right here. And yeah, I'm sharing important information, so I will drop the link to my Twitter account right here in the chat section. Make sure to follow me over on there as well, so you are up to date every time I have something to say. Also make sure for everybody who's new right here to scroll below this video and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon, of course, so you get notified whenever I post a video. Also very important. Of course, drop a like to this live stream. That is very much appreciated, guys. Now let's go back to the live stream. So let's have a look at the funding rates right now. What is the funding rate doing? Let's have a look, like a little bit sentiment check. Okay, the funding rates are still negative. What is the crypto fear and greed saying? And let's have a look at the monthly candle, because we just started a new month right here. So let's do that. Yeah, so the monthly is not looking, to be honest, it's not looking too bad. Of course, the start of this month, starting the month red is, yeah, not the best. But normally when we are already seeing that and that is something we are seeing on the daily time frame as well. We are seeing that the selling pressure right here is decreasing, right? Because we get these buy wicks below, and we are seeing the downtrend smoothing, already slowly smoothing out. So let me just give you some examples and that what it could be. It's just a early sign, right? But for example, right here we get also some buy wicks right here. Let me get rid of the drawings. We are seeing some buy wicks. The downtrend is moving out, which eventually is followed by a green month. Right here we got a lot of indecisiveness, right? But if we have some buy wicks right here in 2019 as well, we can see that the downtrend is moving out and eventually going back up. During these corrections, we have seen similar things, right? We have seen always a buy wick before we are going to enter the next uptrend. So I think this is not looking, the monthly is not looking too bad. We still could come down slightly right here and eventually close it in the green and have a wick right here on the monthly. That is possible. But yeah, of course, it's also possible for Bitcoin to see lower levels right here. So that's why it's so important that we have to watch this signal right here on the daily time frame, because I think this is right now going to be the most important signal right here. And that is, of course, the level of $30,000 and the trend lines we can draw right here in the momentum indicators. And that's the uptrend in the RSI and the declining resistance. And I think if we can break above the declining resistance, it's always difficult to say that beforehand how significant that is going to be. But this resistance, guys, has been created since the beginning of this year. Yeah, so that is actually quite crazy, a crazy resistance right here. And yeah, it would be awesome for Bitcoin to break above that resistance. And I think if we can break above that resistance, it could really start the next rally in the Bitcoin price. But yeah, if we lose the support right here, that would invalidate this bullish divergence. So that would also not be a very good sign for Bitcoin if we really were to lose that support right here. But like I said, right now I'm still leaning more to the scenario that I think the chance of right here bouncing is going to be higher than that we are going right now, just continuing and going to see Bitcoin going to 24k or something like that. No volume, so is breakdown serious? Which breakdown you mean? You mean this fake out right here back in the channel? I feel for alt sentiment and trend, it's important we hold 33k. So guys, this is also important. Of course, if you are looking at altcoins right now, some altcoins are actually looking quite good. They are not looking too bad, let's say it like that. One of them is Ethereum in the Bitcoin comparative. And yeah, like I've said in my previous video as well, we broke back into the channel, but don't get bearish yet, because most of the time we are seeing some strange moves in these altcoins. We really want to see something decisive before we can draw any conclusions. We don't want to draw any conclusions too fast. And right here you can see that it's the case as well. We broke back into the channel, but we shot back above it, and this is actually quite a good sign for Ethereum, showing us that Ethereum wants to maintain in this uptrend right here in the Bitcoin comparative. And so if we really were to break back into this channel, then that would be very bearish for Ethereum against Bitcoin, and it's showing us that something is wrong, that this price action might be a long-term top. And so far we are still flipping resistance into support, and that is also one of the signals I'm using, that Bitcoin is not looking yet all too bearish, because there's still confidence in other altcoins like Ethereum. And we can see this also back in another altcoin. Let me show you guys what I mean. But this is basically just showing the amount of confidence that is in the markets right now. Chainlink in the Bitcoin comparative. If I were to zoom out right here, then we are riding on support, okay? So we are riding on a very long-term support. Support has been created in July 2018. So that is, it's a very long-term support right here. If we lose that, it shows us that there's a lot of confidence lost by investors in this asset, right? But as long as we are holding this level, it shows that in the longer-term time frame, in the macro perspective, Chainlink wants to continue this uptrend in the Bitcoin comparative, and we wouldn't do that if Bitcoin would be in a multi-year long bear market. If there would be a multi-year long bear market, then most likely the altcoins are not going to have an uptrend in the Bitcoin comparative. There wouldn't be too much confidence, right? So, and right now we are still seeing that confidence that can change. So that's important to mention here as well. We can see that break down, and that would be bearish, of course. But right now we are still seeing some altcoins like riding the support. So it's just a matter of time to get confirmations right here, to see how this is going to unfold before we draw any conclusions right here. So that is something I want to point out right here, and that's also the reason why I'm not at this specific moment, I'm not going to turn very bearish yet. I first want to see Bitcoin really showing me again that that we are going to see lower levels by breaking the uptrending support on the daily, breaking $30,000, which is also the 50-week moving average, quite a key moving average if we have a look at previous bull markets and when we topped out. So guys, that's what I think is important right now with Bitcoin, and it's definitely important to don't draw any conclusions right here in the shorter term time frame if we don't have enough confirmations. What do you mean exactly, Marco, with the... let me read it again, okay? So in 2017, you could only use Bitcoin altcoin pairs. Now you can buy most with USDT. Okay, I get what you mean. Yeah, so the trading pairs on exchanges, right? If that can have any effect. Yeah. I'm not too sure about that, because I think, of course, Bitcoin is the most important cryptocurrency out there, and I think same as the dollar, you know, altcoins will always be measured in against Bitcoin. And if you can buy them with USDT or with Bitcoin, then it doesn't really matter, right? I think it's quite likely we drop to the low 20s and possibly lower. There are factor candles that need to be recovered. Yeah, it's possible we are going to see those levels, definitely, guys, definitely. Yeah. What else? Are there any other charts which are interesting to watch right now? Let's have a look at the S&P 500. S&P 500 so far still looking good, right? Still looking good. We had a huge warning signal right here, actually, where we had a fake out and broke back below support, set a new all-time high, broke back below support. Normally that's quite a big warning signal, to be honest, but yes, afterwards we returned and we set even higher highs. S&P 500 is again at all-time highs right here. So yeah, this is also something we have been expecting after we left this channel, that we are going to see an increase right here. If we are breaking back into this channel, that would be very bearish for the S&P 500 and the regular financial markets, of course, and that would, I think, as well cause a lot of selling pressure on the price of Bitcoin. But right now we are not seeing that yet, so this is for me not a warning signal as of yet that we are going to see a selling pressure on Bitcoin too. Puell Multiple chart. Okay, that's interesting. Let's have a look at the Puell Multiple chart. I haven't had a look at that one for a while, so let's do that. The Puell Multiple. So yeah, guys, this is actually looking quite bullish, right? Because every time the Puell Multiple right here is entering the green zone, it looks like Bitcoin is bottoming out, and this is actually quite a significant signal. Didn't I share that over on my Twitter? Oh yeah, that was the declining resistance. Yes, this is actually quite interesting. I need to, I might share that later over on my Twitter. But as you can see, if we connect these lows, guys, then we might get a uptrending support right here in the Puell Multiple. And yeah, as we can see in previous markets, uptrends in charts like these also functioned as uptrends. So that could be another indicator, another argument you can throw in your basket of indicators why it is a good time to enter Bitcoin right now. But this is not a bad signal. Yeah, we have seen a huge retracement right here on the Puell Multiple, and yeah, we might be in for an uptrend. This chart might be showing us that we are, that Bitcoin is providing us right now with a great buying opportunity, because every time we've entered this green band, we had a great buying opportunity. Right, it was right here in March 2020, right here when we consolidated. During this period, that was in, what was it, approximately, was April or March, June 2020. Right here, the bottom in 2019, guys, we also were in this green band. Right here, the bottom in 2015. We've also seen the Puell Multiple right here, and the bottom in 2013, or this one was 2012. When we've corrected from the first peak Bitcoin made, the first bull market peak, so to say, we also came back into this green band. So this is actually quite a bullish chart, guys. This is looking quite good. Time will tell and confirm any directions. Yes, that is true. Hello. Yeah, I think most people, I think most traders, they are definitely focused on the Bitcoin pair, right? Because if we have a look at altcoins, then most of the time altcoins, they just have a certain period where they outperform Bitcoin. But yeah, in the longer term time frame, it's much more safer to hold Bitcoin. Yes, that's right, Marco. Puell Multiple looks like it's bottoming right now. So this is actually quite a nice chart. I might talk more about it in the next videos. Thank you for pointing that out. But this is looking quite good. So yeah, guys, let me wrap it up for today. Right now, Bitcoin is showing some warning signals, right? We got a breakout, but broke back into this channel. We got rejected at the middle of the sideways channel right here. If I measure from the top to the bottom, that's also very important. Fibonacci level, the 61.80%. So it makes sense for Bitcoin to get some resistance there. The most important thing right here is that we do right here get that... declining resistance since the beginning of this year already created coming in, which also makes sense that it's going to be difficult to break above it. But if we break above it, it means that we are breaking market structure, which we are already in since the beginning of this year, if we have a look at the momentum, right? So that is something to take in mind. If Bitcoin loses the uptrending support right here, then that would be bearish. Momentum is going to the downside, and most likely we will lose the support right here of $30,000, which is also the 50-week moving average. Right now, I'm still personally, my opinion is still that the chances are more likely we are going to bounce right here. I know it is taking some time, but that is fine. You know, it's just consolidation. I don't think the likeliest scenario right now is to get a huge move to the downside, but I can be wrong. That's why we have invalidations. That would be a decisive break below $30,000, which is the 50-week moving average, and losing the uptrending support right here on the daily RSI. Then guys, I want to thank everybody for attending today's live stream. Awesome to be together here with you. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon so you get notified whenever I upload a new video. And yeah guys, thanks for tuning in, and I will see every single one of you in the next video. Bye bye.